Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're going to be assembling our ThunderX3 Core chair. It's pretty straightforward to do. You can use power tools if you want to. I've actually got my DeWalt here. There is a 5mm hex actually in there on the quick release. There is one included in the kit, which I've already taken the liberty of labelling up the screws. So if you look at, I've probably got some close-ups of this, but these here, that's screw A, screw B on the top, screw C on the side. Now you'll notice that if you look at the instructions, it says that there is 4, 6 and 8 screws, which there isn't. So every one of those has got an additional screw, other than C, I think, which potentially doesn't just have the 8. But anyway, so if you're looking for the right amounts, you're looking 4, 6 and 8, and there's 5, 7 and 9, then that's why, because there's a spare of every screw. So with that out of the way, let's get on now. Obviously, make sure you've got some room to do this. I'm struggling a little bit here for room, to be completely honest with you, but we'll do what we can. If you unpack all the bits, make sure from the actual instruction manual, take a look on the second page. You'll see a breakdown of all the bits that should be inside the packaging. Make sure you got all those before you start. Obviously, if there's any problems, then get in contact with your retailer or directly with ThunderX3. So in the actual assembly, we're going to go through and we're going to do it in the chronological order that it is in the instruction manual, so you can follow along. So if there's a part of the manual which you're not entirely sure of, then you can fast forward to the section in the video, which will be in the video description. It will be broken down into individual segments, so page 1, page 2, page 3, etc, etc. So if you're happy, let's continue. So to begin with, page 1, this is assembling the arms onto the seat base. So the seat base, we've got it here. This is the front section. Furthest away from you, this bit here is the butt section, so the back end. So this is going to be obviously inverted. So left is going to be on this side, right is going to be on that side. This is probably the easiest way of doing it. If you've got a table, you can just hang the legs slightly over the edge to get them lined up. You will need the screws, which are marked C in the screws box, and you need 4 per arm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which screw into these sections here. So here we are. A little bit of a close-up for you. So get these started. You can do them by hand, just do a couple of turns on each one. Then if you want to, you can use either a power tool or you can use the included wrench and tighten these up. You do them alternates. There we go, that's the left one done, and we'll just repeat the same for the right hand side. So we're going to basically repeat the same on the right hand side. You can if you want to while you're at it. Make sure that these are tightened. That isn't actually in the instruction manual, but they do actually get a little bit loose sometimes. So check those now, it makes life easier. So I'm going to do the same thing. And there we go. That is the arms attached to the base. So I'm going to flip this around now. So that is what you should be left with. So this up here is the front of the chair going down towards the bottom. That is the base. So you should see it right on that side, left on this side, because when it's flipped around the other way, the left becomes the left again and the right becomes the right. So now on to page 2. So this is attaching the adjustment mechanism to the seat base. Front section here, rear section here. So right arm, left arm. Make sure with this that the actual adjuster bars here, left and right, are towards the front of the chair. So where your legs are going to come off, this is the backside area, so that is where the gas strut is going to be, and also this section here for attaching the backrest. With this, very important, because on the back there are 2 holes here, which you may not be able to see there. So there's 2 holes there, whereas at the front there's only the 1. So do the front ones first, then that's going to give you the perfect alignment. So we're going to go ahead and get a screw started in there. Just do that by hand, and we can do exactly the same on the other side. You won't be able to see this, but you'll understand it. So there you go, you can see the screws now. So there's 1 on that side and 1 on this side. So once you've got those in, just finger tight, you can then put the ones into the back section. So if I spin this around for you, you'll now see the holes are pretty well lined up. So it's the rearmost hole. And you should be able to do this up by hand. Give that a little wiggle if you want to, but that is pretty much it. You can straighten up as much as you want to. Choice is entirely up to you. I'm pretty happy with that, so let's go ahead and torque these down. And I'll spin it around for the front side. And there you go, that is the adjuster attached to the bottom of the chair. Now on to page 3. So the next bit is attaching the backrest. So grab the section with the 3 machined holes, and you may find that you want to move the fabric protector if it's slipped over. So we want to line it up with the chair here. So 3 holes, so 1, 2, 3. So you do the front one first. Just again, do it hand tight, and then you can adjust it slightly to get the others in. You might want to give it a little wiggle. You will notice as well, these screws actually have pre-installed kind of stud and bearing fix or thread lock in red, so these will kind of lock in place. So once you're happy with that, you can tighten these up. And there we go, that is firm, so make sure that it's in nicely. Excellent stuff. We can move on now to page 4. So page 4 is pretty simple. So grab the star-shaped base, which is this one there. This feels really light now after lifting all the other stuff. So you've got 5 wheels. So you've got 1 for each section. Just make sure you have got all 5. And what you want to do, this section here just goes into the hole. And if you want to, you can just tap it in. Generally, they should go in pretty straightforward. So just pick a place to start. I'm going to start with this one. And all you need to do is just gently push it in. Don't need to give it too much force at all. Just a little bit of body weight should be absolutely fine. If you use the packaging which comes with it, just to put on your table or your surface or your laminate floor or something, that'll protect it from scratches, and also it'll protect the finish of the metal. When the wheel is fully inserted, that is how much gap you should have. So it should fit basically snug up to this little ring here. Happy days. Now on to page 5. So next thing is to install the gas strut into your base section here. So this comes protected. There's a plastic cap on there. So make sure you remove that. That's just to stop it being activated whilst it's actually in transport. So pull that one off. This is actually really simple. All you need to do is to drop this section by this section here actually into the chair. It is tapered, so it will get a snug fit. If you want to just give it a little twist, that should hold it in place. And that is effectively it for page 5. We can go straight on to page 6, which essentially is just pushing this section here into the base of your chair. So page 6, this is really simple. Essentially, we're just going to put this seat base into this receiver here. So just drop that in, and that is it. If you can, give it a little push, but otherwise, that's it. Just make sure it spins freely, and yeah, now we can move on to the rest of the installation of the seat back. Okay, so the next part is to attach the seat back. Now, in order to do that, you want to move this section here, because the 2 screw holes are here and here. So this is like a cover gasket, so just slide that down past, just so you can expose those 2 screws. Then you can grab the seat back and just match up the holes there. There is a channel which this runs in, and it should sit nicely at the bottom, and in theory the screw holes should match up, which they do. So do those up by hand a little bit if you want to. If for some reason they get stuck, just give the seat back a little wiggle, and that will help the screws to bed in a little bit. And then to finish off, grab your tool and just tighten those up fully. Do be careful when you're spinning around with these, because you don't want to damage the fabric on the back. Make sure it's nice and tight. There is a crush washer on each one of these screws, so you can keep going past the point of the resistance. until you come to a hard stop, which seems to be about there. When you've done that, then you can grab this gasket or fabric, and if you want to, you can slide that back up to cover up the screws. Easier said than done from this angle. So other than some final adjustments to the seat itself and other attachments such as the neck restraint, that is pretty much your seat finished. So there you go, that is your ThunderX3 chair completely assembled, ready for you to start playing some games or doing some work, whatever it is you plan to do with it. You should find at the end you'll have remaining one of each of the screws, so one type A, one type B, one type C. Obviously make sure you've still got your assembly tool and you haven't left it somewhere. If there's anything in the assembly manual that you didn't understand or you didn't quite get, or I haven't explained thoroughly enough, please feel free to reach out in the comments section below with any comments or questions you may have. Or if you want to see our full review of this chair, which will be coming out shortly, hit the subscribe button and the chime notification and you'll be notified of future video releases. And of course, as always, if you've got any questions, you can always reach us on our Discord, completely free to join, and you'll get much quicker answers that way as well. So I think that's going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, hit subscribe and the chime notification. That way you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.